Hi, I'm Joni Daidone, and I grew up thinking that maybe I was born into the wrong family. I wanted to be anything but Italian. Women all wore dark dresses, they spoke broken English, they cooked, they yelled, they feuded with each other from morning till night, except for Grandma Tucci, my mother's mother. She was reserved, kind of mysterious, from Naples, not Sicilian like my father's family. She had a regal air, 5 foot if you included the crown of braids on top of her head and a gold cross around her neck. She looked more like a majestic nun than that grandmother. She didn't smile much, except when she had a glass of wine and mom would play her arias from Mario Lanza or Caruso. Grandma seemed to be transported to another time and place. Even though we didn't speak the same language, my mom said that I was just like my grandmother. We were born the same day, June 9th, but 60 years apart. Beware of the quiet ones, my mother would say. I never know what either of you are thinking. I didn't like family dramas, but I did like mystery, and I wanted to know Nana Tucci's secrets. I knew there was more to her than her secret source everyone in Knickerbocker Avenue raved about. I wanted to be a fly inside her head. I thought my old world family was a little crazy, but I didn't know that we were thought of as second-class citizens until we moved from Brooklyn to Valley Stream in '64, and I went to Holy Name of Mary Elementary School. At first, I was the only Italian-American girl in this suburban Catholic school. All the kids were Irish and German, and they disliked me for some reason from day one. It didn't help that I was painfully shy. And I didn't say much except when one of the nuns would call on me. I always seemed to know the right answer. Oh God, that made the mean girls hate me even more. The more they tortured me, the more devout I became. I found myself whispering prayers under my breath. Mother Mary, please, give Kellyanne the mumps so she'll leave me alone. Please, Jesus, make Anna Marie swallow her nasty tongue. I thought things couldn't get worse until mom got pregnant with my youngest brother and grandma came to live with us. She became a fixture at Holy Name, going to 6 a.m. novena mass every day, waiting for me after school to walk me home. When the kids saw her as if she just got off the boat at Ellis Island, they got even meaner, especially Patty. Who's that witch, Daidone? Better watch out, she's gonna put a curse on you. You're so ugly, you little greaseball. And when she called, Joni Elena, we go home now, they would scream with laughter at her broken English. She was the closest thing to a saint as far as I knew. But I was embarrassed by her and I hated myself for it. Although all her praying seemed over the top, I hoped that maybe her prayers would protect me from these kids at school, but they teased me more. One day I lied to her, saying that one of the mothers would take me home. I didn't need her to come pick me up. I didn't tell her that they were making fun of her, but somehow she knew. She asked me for the name of the tall girl with the red hair, and I told her Patty. She looked up and whispered, Patty, and something in Italian 3 times. She shook her head and she walked away. After that day, Patty never bothered me again. She stayed clear of me. I didn't know why, but maybe Grandma was really a saint after all. After that, I saw Grandma at birthdays, holidays, weddings, wakes, but we didn't spend that much time together until I was in college. She was living at my aunt's house in Brooklyn by that point, and I was going to college in the city. Since I was the only granddaughter living nearby, I was drafted to visit her every week. I never forget the first time I visited her. I felt like I was entering a small chapel. I felt like I needed to genuflect when I crossed the doorway. I had been in her apartment many times, but I didn't notice the picture of the huge Sacred Heart of Jesus was right above the entranceway, or how many Madonnas and statues of saints were placed all over the living room. There were scapulars hanging from her favorite chair, rosary beads on a small table with near the photo of my grandfather. When I walked toward the kitchen where Nana was making me dinner, I expected to be delighted by the aroma of that secret sauce. but instead I was assaulted by this rancid odor of rotting fruit. I was surprised. Grandma's apartment was always immaculate. Nana, where's the garbage? Something smells bad. Let me throw it out. But she shook her head. No, Joni Elena. It's okay. I went to the garbage, but it was empty. As I entered the kitchen, the smell became stronger. I noticed there were tomatoes on the windowsill, behind the basil and between the basil and the oregano plants. Grandma, those tomatoes are rotting. Let me throw them out. But as I went closer, I saw that they were full of sewing pins, like a pincushion, but with an intricate design, like a stick figure of a man. She grabbed my arm gently. No, child. And I looked at her and realized this was not some secret recipe. Nana, what's this? No, it's your Uncle Pete. Shh, we make him good. He's bad. We make him good. I looked at the tomatoes again, then at her, and I laughed. I realized I discovered one of her big secrets. My devout Catholic grandma was practicing some kind of witchcraft or voodoo. I couldn't stop laughing. She looked up at the ceiling and did the sign of the cross. There was no love lost between me and my uncle. He always smelled of wine. He was loud, obnoxious. He always bullied my aunt. And he called my mother and my other favorite Aunt Yolanda crazy. He warned that if I wasn't careful, I would end up just like them, reading too many books, scaring men away. I just needed to be quiet, find a nice college boy, have babies. I didn't believe in Nana's sorcery, but I appreciated her attempts to stand up to him. I didn't believe until 2 weeks later, when my Uncle Pete took a fall down a flight of stairs. He broke his right arm and his left leg. The following week, Grandma Tucci and I went to church together and we prayed for his recovery. He would be good after that. From then on in, I have never doubted the power of the tomato sorceress again. I danced with Nana at her 94th birthday at the Madonna residence in Brooklyn. We laughed as I told her about the spell I wanted to put on my nasty boss at work, and we raised a glass. I have kept my Nana's secret until the day she passed at 96. It is her I pay homage to when I tutor teens at the International Community School in the Bronx. They're all first-generation immigrants from Ghana, from Pakistan, Honduras, Uzbekistan, over 20 different countries. It is her that I meditate and pray to every morning to bring peace and sanity to this crazy place, this crazy planet we're in right now. I'm proud to be the granddaughter of Teresa Tucci, the Neapolitan tomato sorceress. Thank you, Grandma.